Anticipation is building. This is where I break into Frank Sinatra tunes. Okay, you ready? Message sent. We're recording. They're only going to miss my introduction anyways. We'll get right into the meat. Do you want me just to jump in, or do you guys want to do anything? Just jump in. Okay, great. All right, well, let me go ahead and mute everybody. Wait a second, what's going on here? Did they change my interface again? There it is, bam. All right, everybody's muted. Okay, so real excited to be here, guys. My name is Eric Johnson. I am the creator of TEAMZY, and here's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm gonna take you guys through a training first. I'm gonna teach you some of the underlying philosophy that TEAMZY is based on, because it's more than just an app. At its core, it's a system that's proven to work to help generate business by relationships. I'm gonna talk to you a lot about developing and deepening relationships tonight. Then I'm gonna take you into TEAMZY. I'll show you how to get it set up. I'll show you how to do a power hour so that you just feel like the ultimate power hour boss every single day. I'll show you guys how to follow up like pros too, because that seems to be something that a lot of people have trouble with and struggle with. And then we'll do an open Q&A. Okay, I'm gonna cover so much ground, and I'm gonna throw a lot of content at you guys. So make sure you have pens and paper ready, and then compare notes with friends, because each one of you will get something different out of it. We're also recording the call, so if you miss any of it or if you wanna go back to it, it's recorded. Also, I've got everybody muted. I may occasionally pop out of my presentation to mute more people as they come on, but you can unmute and interrupt if you feel the spirit move you. I'm okay with that. But just also keep in mind, we will do a Q&A at the end. All righty? Okay. Hold on a second. I gotta do a screenshot. Cool. All right. So let's just jump right in. And you guys should now be seeing my presentation. Okay, great. So this is what I want to talk to you about first, how to leverage relationship marketing to become a power hour boss. Okay, relationship marketing. A little bit about my backstory just before we dive in. My background is business coaching. That's been my grown-up career. I've been helping people build their business for 15 years before I became a coach in Beachbody. And so a lot of the principles I will be teaching you guys tonight are things that I've taught over the years to other people to help them build their business. I became a coach because I had a physical transformation, probably like a lot of you guys, and but I only had about an hour a day to work on my business. As a business coach, I knew that to build my business, I needed to leverage my time. I needed to be incredibly efficient during that 1 hour a day. And so I knew exactly what kind of tools I needed. But the problem was they just didn't exist for us. And when I listened to some of the top coaches on the National Wake Up Call, outlining the 9 or 10 different apps that they used and how they color coded their Excel spreadsheets, and seriously guys, I can't do any of that stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, no wonder they're successful. They're so organized. We just need something easy to use. And so since I couldn't find it, we built it. That's how TEAMZY came to be. But let me explain to you a little bit about why TEAMZY works so well. It's not just because it tracks well. It's because it's based on a system. The system's called relationship marketing. So what is relationship marketing? What is it? Relationship marketing is a lead generation system. It's a lead generation system. Okay, that's a system that initiates consumer interest or inquiry into the products or services of a business. One of those boring business school definitions right there. But it's important to know, if you think that you're here to see this new tracking app, it's not a tracking app. Yes, it will automatically track everything for you, but it's designed to help you generate leads, okay? And again, leads are consumer interest and inquiry. Here's how I define lead generation work for you guys. Okay, you ready? Because we're talking about relationships. Generating a lead isn't a sale or recruit. Generating a lead is meeting a new person or going deeper with people you already know. That's lead generation work, because we're focused on relationships. I'll explain more as I go. So here's an important principle you need to understand right away, is that you are in the lead generation business. That is your business. Your business is not to market home fitness programs or to market nutritional supplements. Your business is lead generation every day. That's our business. So no matter how busy your day is, if you don't do lead generation work, you didn't actually work on your business that day. Does that make sense? Some days are just nutty. I just have to tell you guys, like I had the craziest, nuttiest day today. And it was a very busy day in my business. We launched, TEAMZY launched to 3 new networks today. Very busy day. My dog, my beautiful, wonderful dog is very sick. She's right outside my office right now waiting for me to finish. It's just been a crazy day. But here I am, just putting one oar in the water. I'm doing some lead generation work with you guys right now. So every day you got to do some lead generation work. Does that make sense? Now TEAMZY is going to make it very easy for you guys. All right. So here's an important principle for you. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. Developing and deepening relationships is your paramount duty as a business owner. See, it's not profit, it's not sales, it's relationships. That's the most important thing to focus on. Now, you guys will notice as I'm going through this stuff, I get real passionate about this stuff. Our industry, network marketing, it's all about transactions. It's all about numbers, recruits, sales. And here's what I'm going to tell you guys. That approach, first of all, it doesn't work that well anymore because everybody hates it. You hate doing it and people hate having it done to them. That's why some people still run away and are very skeptical of what we're doing is because they've been approached that way in the past. So I am going to tell you right now, there's a different way to do it. That's what I'm here to show you. It's about focusing on helping people and relationships. And if that resonates with you, you're going to like this. What we want to do with those relationships is we want to turn them into advocates. We turn them into advocates over time by investing time into them and providing outstanding service. An advocate is somebody who is bringing people to your business. They're talking about you. They're excited about you. You guys know what I'm talking about because all of you are advocates already for lots of products and services just because you love them, right? And that's our goal. As we meet people or the people we already know, we continue to bring value to them until they become advocates. I'll explain as we go. Okay, so here's the next important principle. Relationship marketing depends on trust. Relationship marketing depends on trust. This is why if you have a transactional approach to business, this won't work for you because people won't trust you. If you're in it for you, no one will trust you. Does that make sense? But here's my favorite part. Trust makes the work fun. Trust makes it fun because when somebody trusts you, even just a tiny bit, you don't have to convince them. You don't have to sell them. You get right to helping them. And you guys have experienced the difference, right? When somebody has come to you who trusts you for your help as a coach, how fun it has been to work with them. Also, trust takes that icky salesperson feeling away. How many of you guys are really allergic to being an icky salesperson? And you're concerned. Building trust takes that away. That's never an issue if somebody has some trust for you. And then my favorite part is you get to go for yes. You get to go for yes. Have you guys done go for no? I know a couple of you for sure have done go for no as a team. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, so how did that go for you? Did you like it? Okay, I just got to tell you my story really quick. I'm going to try not to go on too many tangents tonight. But when I was brand new in the business, 3 months in, I just become a diamond coach. I didn't even know what that meant. I got an email from Beachbody saying, join this group. So I get in this group with all these coaches who really knew what they were doing, and I had no clue. And they're like, we're going for no, Eric. This is what we're doing. Jump in with us. We're going for no. And for those of you who don't know what it is, the idea is that you like get your list of your relationships, like your whole list of everybody you know, your contacts, and you just start like cold inviting them. And the goal is to collect as many no's as you can because, you know, like the no's get you closer to a yes. Are you guys with me? So everyone's like all excited. Hey, I'm going for 300 no's by next Tuesday. How many are you going to do, Eric? And I said, I don't want any no's. I'm not getting any no's. I don't like rejection. Who likes to be rejected? Who likes to be rejected by friends and family? Does anyone? No, I'm not going to leave. Last thing I'm going to do is burn bridges with friends and family. That's the problem with network marketing. It burns bridges. What I'm telling you guys is if you work on building trust, you build bridges. And you don't get no's, you get yeses. And if you don't get a yes today, you're certainly not getting a no. You're getting a lot more support and you're getting enthusiasm from people because we're focused on them. Does that make sense? So how do you actually build trust? How does it work? There are 4 essential ingredients to build trust. 4 essential ingredients to build trust. Okay, number 1 is chemistry. Number 2 is character. character. Number 3 is competence. And number 4 is consistency. Chemistry, character, competence, consistency. Okay, let me break these down for you guys. Chemistry. Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. What is it about you they can relate to? Chemistry is where you have common ground with someone. Now listen, a lot of you guys are doing awesome attraction marketing campaigns. So you already got your niche identified, right? And you're reaching out to them and they're coming to you. You automatically have chemistry with them. But please keep in mind, one thing I want you guys to remember from tonight's call is that every single person knows pretty well at least 200 other people. And so every person in your niche will bring you at least 200 people who maybe aren't in your niche. So you have to be able to build chemistry with them. The good news is you have common ground with every human being on the planet. You just need to ask questions and listen. Make sure you listen a lot more than you talk, okay? And you'll figure it out. 2 is character. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Character is when you demonstrate how much you care and that you are relatable. Okay, guys, this is a really important point for you on character. Please notice, character is not something you have. It's something you do. Okay? Character is something you do. It's like love. You can't have love for somebody. You love somebody. Does that make sense? It's an action. And when we get all twisted up about, oh my gosh, that person just insulted my integrity or questioned my integrity. Well, what do you mean? They can't do that because you have to be showing them your integrity. You have to be showing them your character. And this is so important. Notice also that character isn't about like, do I tell lies or not? Who cares? Character is about demonstrating that you care for other people, that you're relatable to other people. Okay? So this is just important principles. Every time that you're communicating with somebody, posting on social media, anything, I need to see your character demonstrated through that post. Competence. Competence is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. This is when you demonstrate you're good at what you do and you're a business person. Can I trust you to help me get fit and healthy? Do you know how to do that? Can I join? If I join your team, will you be able to mentor me in this business? I need to know that, right? Now, here's the good news. If you're newer in this business, you get to lean on the competence of your team. But you still need to demonstrate that it's there. Does that make sense? So character and competence are really important. You need to be constantly demonstrating those. Now, also keep in mind, character is more important to people than competence. So probably 4-to-1, character over competence, right? So you guys know this. When you're doing like your social media mix, how often do you specifically talk about the business opportunity? Probably 4-to-1 compared to your other posts, right? Okay. Or I should say the other way, 1-to-4. So here's your principle before we move on to the 4th one, which I love to talk about but hate to do. It's consistency, remember? Important principle. People only care about 3 things. People only care about 3 things. Can I trust you? Do you care about me? And are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? Do you care about me? Are you good at what you do? This is an important principle I want you guys to understand when you're dealing with people and you're trying to help them. When you have objections from people, which you should be getting objections because you're dealing with human beings, right? All objections stem from these 3 questions. One of these or all of these. Any objection, even if it's just an ingredient or a price objection, it's coming from one of these. In their heart of hearts, they don't know the answers to these questions yet, so they're raising objections. You should still be a pro and be able to overcome those objections, but understand when you get objections, okay, this relationship is still kind of at the beginning phase, and I've got a lot of room to build and improve the level of trust I have with this person. That makes sense? So I need to invest more in this relationship. Consistency is the 4th one. Consistency. And man, consistency is just kind of the most important thing, isn't it? And it's the hardest. It's so frustrating. And it's so hard to be consistent. Here's an important principle I want you guys to get. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. People respect consistency and desire it for themselves. This is a principle that I lifted from one of my favorite books. If you guys have seen me present, I almost always recommend it. It's called Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. I put it on the screen for you. By Dr. Robert Cialdini. It's an awesome book. It's not just about Consistency. There's 6 laws of social persuasion here, but consistency is one of the primary motivating factors for all people. So it's important for us as coaches to really understand how important the desire to be consistent is, how important this desire to have consistency is for people. Okay? And also, just a little side note, it's good and bad. Because sometimes the desire to be consistent brings us to negative patterns. Okay? Actually, more often. More often. Bad habits, bad patterns, consistent with the people around us. Right? So it's really important to understand this as a coach to help people be successful. But I want you guys to get this, that people respect it and desire it, because how many times as a coach have you been told, wow, you're such an inspiration to me? You guys ever hear that? Like, oh, I love what you're doing on Instagram. It's so inspiring. Or, you hear that. And as a coach, do you ever wonder, what is it about me that's inspiring? I mean, I know I was trying to be inspiring through my post, but I wonder what it is that's really inspiring. Do you think it's because you have reached a level of physical perfection through the Beachbody programs where it's just like, man, like Carl is sharing your before and after photos every day because you're so awesome. It's definitely not the case in my case, or probably in most of our cases. We're works in progress, right? It's not because we've had a transformation that people find us inspiring. What is inspiring about you is that you are mostly consistent, right? Because nobody's 100% consistent. People see you being consistent, doing things like eating healthy and taking care of your body and working out. And that is amazing to them because it's so hard for them. They desire it for themselves. They respect it when you do it. They desire it for themselves. That's what's inspiring to them. So let me ask you guys this question. Are you consistent? Are you? Are you a product of the product? How many times have you heard that? But are you? Now you know why it's so important to be a product of the product. Now you know why Carl's always hounding us on it. Because he knows it attracts people to you. Are you doing your workouts? Are you drinking your Shakeology? Are you committed to a healthy living lifestyle? Are you doing your personal development? How many of you said yes to the first 3 and then the 4th one, you just kind of did the old look down in your drink and looked away? How many of you are actually doing your personal development on a regular basis? Good for you guys. Now look, here's one thing I will tell you guys about this. I'm just like anyone else. I go through, I like binge on personal development and then I fast. I wish it was like just perfectly steady, but here's what I will tell you guys. Anything you want to achieve in life, it has to happen here first. It has to happen here first. And if you are too busy to focus on improving what's here, you're not going to change anything else. Zig Ziglar always said that being broke was a state of account, but being poor was a state of mind. So if you look around your life right now, I'm sorry, this is called a passion tangent when I go off my presentation, go off, but I'm going to for a second. If you look around right now at your life and it's exactly where you want it in every area, spiritual, relationships, finances, business, mental health, and physical health. If you're perfect in all those areas, then great, you're done with your personal development. If any of those areas are not where you want them now, the way to bridge the gap between where you are and where you want to go is personal development. That is the only way to do it. Okay, that's all I'm going to say on that, so do it. So this is us struggling but moving forward, not perfect but determined, right? Everyone can relate to that one. But now here's your real checkup from the neck up. The real question I want to ask you is this. Are you as consistent with your relationships? Are you as consistent about staying in touch with your relationships as you are about, posting on social media every day? Because here's the principle I want you guys to understand is that people won't believe you until they see you. What I mean by that is, they see you on social media. The life of a coach is so fantastic and fabulous. Mom boss. Is it like that or is it like this? Which way do you do it? Hashtag mom boss. I see those posts in the summer. It's like, here I am at a business meeting and it's like the tan, shiny knees with the laptop, feet in the sand. This is my office today. So awesome being a coach. And people are like, wow, that looks so great. I love that. I love what she's doing. But seriously, guys, there are people that are looking at your posts going, but she doesn't mean me because I haven't heard from her since high school. It gets to a point where people don't believe you unless you're actually reaching out to them. Okay, so Keep in mind, relationship building is a contact sport, which means you have to be in regular contact with people. That is where the magic happens, being in contact with people one-on-one. But I know your time is scarce. Remember when we started this story tonight, it was me with an hour a day. That's all I had. How many of you guys have an hour a day? If you have more than an hour a day, you're golden. You can do this in an hour a day. But if you have more than an hour a day, you can get even more stuff done, which is pretty cool. So here's your principle. I want you guys to get this principle. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. Investing time and connecting with people is the only way to deepen relationships. The only way. Hold on, I'm going to stop the share for a second because I got to look at you guys for this piece. Okay, let me just give you a quick example on this, and then we're going to jump to TEAMZY, and I will take you through the app. Those of you guys who are going, isn't this about TEAMZY? We're getting there. But you need to understand the philosophy it's based on. How many of you guys have ever received a card from somebody that had a really beautiful handwritten sentiment in it? Anyone? How many of you guys are married? You better still be raising your hand on that card, right? Or somebody's in trouble. Did you, when you got that card, did you throw it in the trash can after you read it? It's hard to throw those away, right? You kept it somewhere. You have like a box or a drawer full of cards somewhere that you've saved. Now, here's the other question. When you get like a postcard from the dentist that says happy birthday, does that one go in the special box? That one got thrown away. What's the difference? You guys already know the answer, right? The difference is the dentist card took no time, so it has no value. The card that somebody wrote to you represents time invested in your relationship. Undivided attention. How many of you can write a really impactful note on a card at the same time be doing Facebook Messenger on your phone? Can you do those at the same time? There's no way. It's undivided attention. When you get a card and somebody took a minute or 2 or 3 to write a card in this world where we give nothing undivided attention, we don't even go to the bathroom with undivided attention anymore. Right? Well, I don't know what you guys do, but I'm probably right? That card means something because somebody invested that time. It meant so much when you read it. You may have even felt emotional when you read it. It deepened that relationship and you saved it. If you guys go pull those cards out tonight and read some of them again, you'll feel that same emotion again. It will deepen your relationship again. It has a lingering impact. Isn't that amazing? Now, I'm not telling you to write notes to everybody, cards to everybody, though you should. Look, I just got this awesome box of cards, 50 cards, $5.99 at Marshall's. Awesome. So every time you go to a place like that, get some of these, work them into your business. But even just sending somebody a one-on-one message, less time, less impact, but still very impactful. Okay, and I'll show you that in a second. Let me jump back to my presentation, and we'll finish this off. Okay, so what you need is this. You need a system. You need a system. Nobody's good at this without a system, right? It's like our workouts. Imagine if you just said, okay, well, I'm just going to do high intensity workout for 25 minutes with no plan, right? You need a system. You need a way to stay in contact with all your relationships. You need to know when to contact them, what you're going to say to them, and then make sure that nobody ever falls through the cracks. This is so key because how many times have you guys, if your system is going through your Facebook messages, trying to remember who you connected with, how many times have you found somebody that was interested months ago and you missed it? Yeah, if that's happened to you, it just hit you in the stomach because it's a terrible feeling when you're like, oh, not only did you lose an opportunity for your business, but you let somebody down who was looking to you for help, right? And you guys know what 6 months can mean to somebody's life through the transformational products that Beachbody sells. Okay. So let's now jump into TEAMZY. You guys ready? First of all, before I get into TEAMZY, let me just say one thing to you guys. If there are any of you who are not already using it, you need to go to teamzy.com and start a 30-day free trial right now. It's free for 30 days, no strings attached, no credit cards, none of that weird stuff. And you can use it. You're going to be excited to use it after I show it to you right now. Make sure that you get a success partner, someone on the team for 30 days, just a 30-day success partner. You want to try out a success partner before you commit long-term. But for 30 days, hold each other accountable to using TEAMZY and see what happens. It's going to be amazing. All right. Where is TEAMZY? I got it here somewhere. There it is. Okay. You guys see my TEAMZY now? All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a quick setup. So when you get into your free trial, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to see a setup wizard, okay? And it looks like this. I'll launch it from here. It just makes setting it up super easy, all right? And in the setup wizard, we're going to do a few things. We're going to set an income goal. And from that goal, TEAMZY in the background will tell us what to do every day to achieve it. We're going to create a powerful why so that you don't become a quitter. We're going to import all your contacts and get them ranked so you can start connecting with people, okay? There's little videos on each page that help you through it. I'm going to go through it really quick. So first, we'll set a goal and just put a number in here. Just set a goal. I put 150,000. This is the income level you want to be 12 months from now. Just put a number in there and then go to the next one. If you put a number in and you get to the end and you realize that, wow, my power hour only takes 15 minutes, go back and make a bigger number, okay? Stretch yourself a little. All right, so now TEAMZY has figured out, for me to get to that number, I need to connect over the next 12 months with 4,348 people. That's a lot, right? Does that seem like a lot? But I had a pretty good sized goal, but let me ask you guys something. Do you know how to eat an elephant? Have you guys ever heard this? How do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? Not literally, okay? Don't get upset with me. Not literally. But you eat an elephant one bite at a time. One bite at a time. So what happens is on the next page, it breaks it down for me. It breaks it down into bite-sized pieces. So first it splits it into 3 groups: prospects, customers, coaches. That should be pretty self-explanatory for you guys. And then it breaks it down yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. So that huge number, 4,348, is now 9. Connect with 9 prospects, 6 customers, 4 coaches on my team, 3 daily invites, 3 ads. You can change these numbers. If you want to be crazy aggressive, you can make these bigger, right? Anything you want, you can type over them. You can make this 15. I don't care. Once you save continue, when you click continue, this now configures the dashboard to your goals, okay? Next step. So that's set up. Now the dashboard's set up for us. The next step is finding your why. Finding your why. There's a great video here. Guy looks exactly like me talking to you about finding your why. But you get me live tonight, so I'm going to talk to you just for a minute about it. But this is something I'm really passionate about. Have you guys done, as a team, have you done the finding your why exercise? Have you guys talked about that? Some of you? Okay, this is so hugely important. I'm going to throw a couple statistics at you guys that should be eye-opening. The first one is really depressing. And that's this one. That 1 out of every 2 Beachbody coaches quits and closes their business center within 12 months. 1 out of every 2. So look around next to you. Who's it going to be? Hopefully none of you guys, because you're here, you've got teams, and you've got a good fighting chance. Here's what I will tell you guys about this, okay? And it's just me talking, real talk with you guys, loving on you guys, telling you the truth. You're all quitters. Myself included. I should have said we are all quitters. We're all quitters. We're designed to quit. How many things have you quit in your life? How many things have you given up on? Here's what I will tell you guys. We don't have willpower. Doesn't exist. Willpower is something somebody made up to sell us something. The only thing that helps us persist through quitting points, and a quitting point is a natural thing that will happen to you many times in your life. A quitting point is when something happens, a circumstance, a challenge, a disappointment that makes you want to quit something. The quitting points are guaranteed to happen. Those of you guys who are spiritual and read the Bible know it's promised. Here's the thing I will tell you. The only way that people become successful and overcome quitting points is if they have a strong enough why. You have to know your why. You have to know your why before you hit the quitting point, or else you'll be defenseless against it. Does that make sense? You need to take a minute now and arm yourself for when you're going to hit a challenge that's going to make you want to quit the business. You have to spend a minute now. That's why we built it into TEAMZY. People are like, well, why'd you put that in there? It doesn't make anything go on the dashboard. Because we know how important it is. And I want you guys to have a good why and have it on your dashboard. So every single day when you do your power hour, it's in your face and you read it and you remind yourself why whatever you need to do for the next 20 minutes to build your business matters. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me take you through this, because what we did was, so you don't have to read another book on it. We've read all the books on it. We just created this really simple journaling exercise right in the dashboard setup. So it's going to ask you questions, and this is just for you. And you just got to get in a place where you can just be open and honest and think about these things. So why'd you become a coach? That's the first question. And I'll kind of take you through my process on this. I know yours will be your own life and your own issues, your own goals. But this is what happened with me. Why did you become a coach? I became a coach because I lost 60 pounds and everybody was asking me what I did. That's why I became a coach. My wife was like, you should be a coach. What did you hope to accomplish? I thought, I remember asking my friend Robert, who was my sponsor, I said, do you think I can make $500 a month? He goes, easy. I said, great, then I'll do it. Deep. You guys like my deep, passionate goals? They were pretty shallow at the beginning. I was like, $500 a month would be great. Why is that important to you? Well, at that point in my life, I hadn't been able to save any money for about 5 years. I mean, by the grace of God, we hadn't gone into debt, but we were just like steady. No matter how hard I worked, it was just to keep us right where we were. I had lost my job. I'd been laid off. We had, the big recession and stuff. I had been laid off, got a new job that paid me a little bit less, working harder for a little bit less type thing. And I thought, man, $500 a month would be awesome. That would be savings. Well, what would achieving this mean for you and your family? First thought I had was we could buy a new house. That'd be awesome. We could buy a new house because we tend to have, we've been having kids. Like, I don't know. Eventually, I'm just going to get locked in the garage. My wife won't let me anywhere near her, but we keep having kids. So we're into our fourth kid now. And like, we have this little house, so I thought, wow, that'd be great if we could buy a new house. Now, the last question I get to, why is that meaningful? How does this make you feel? This is where I got irritated with the process. And some of you guys may get irritated at this point too. And I was like, what is this hippy dippy crap they've got me doing? Seriously. Why is this meaningful? How do I feel about this? And I did what I often do to clear my head is I take my dog for a walk. And I think I realized on that walk that I didn't really care about a new house. The house just maybe was a symbol of the fact that I felt like my family wasn't healthy. Like I wasn't in a good place with my family. Because at that point I was working at a corporate job, 50, 60 hours a week. I saw my kids for 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. I was totally unhealthy. I was stressed because we weren't getting ahead. No matter how hard I worked at my career, I was just kind of right there. And I just didn't have any light at the end of the tunnel. So at that moment, I realized, this Beachbody thing, this might be a way to design the life I really wanted. And so that helped me think my way through to my why. And here was my why statement. To create a life where I never have to worry about money again. I enjoy quality time with my family. I'm present for my children on a daily basis. I'm healthy. I'm full of energy. This was my why statement. Now you put your own. The box that matters on this page is the last one. That's the only box that really matters because it's going to publish whatever you put in there to your dashboard. Okay? And then you'll read it tomorrow. Now, you may redo your why every year, every 6 months. Don't worry if you haven't got the why that's like the most powerful, deep thing in the world. But your why needs to be in front of you to remind you that you need to get off your butt and do your work every day. Okay? And some of you guys are more motivated by the avoidance of pain. So you need a dark why. Your why needs to be something like, if I fail, this will happen. Okay? And awfulize it. Those are you guys, the ones that I said don't like pain, like you guys are the awfulizers, right? Like you yell at your kids like this. You're going to fall down and split your head wide open, right? You like awfulize that what's going to happen. You guys know who you are. So you do the dark why. What happens if I fail? Why failing is not an option for me. You with me? Okay. Last step is you're going to get your contacts, your list in. It's so easy. You're going to go to the COO first and you're going to get your coach list. Then you're going to get your customer list, import those in. This video shows you how to do it super easy. Pro tip on this step, don't open those files when you download them from Coach Office. Just download them and upload them. Don't open them because sometimes it changes the file format. Then you're going to get your Facebook friends imported, and then anywhere else you have contacts that you want them, you can get them in as a CSV. Okay, so you get everybody in there. And then the last step, you'll be all set up, except there's one more step. I'm going to take you to the team page to show you this. The team page is where your whole list lives. The last step is to rank everybody. And it'll automatically do this after an import. You'll rank everybody. So when you're doing your imports, it's going to drop you on this page. And then you can click here to do the next import, okay? Like you're going to have 2 or 3 to do in a row. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So what we're going to do on rank mode, again, I just toggled this. That lets me scroll through the list and give people a rank. 5 stars is pretty awesome. 3 stars is right in the middle. 1 star, kind of sucky. With me? Real simple. Why do we do this? People need to be ranked so TEAMZY can automatically create your power hour list every single day. How many of you guys do power hours now? How much time does it take to plan and organize and get the list together? With TEAMZY, you will never do that ever again. Okay, you just turn it on and you go. Now, everybody's going to import as a 3-star to start. So really all you're doing on your list is looking for the people who you want to be warmer than that. Does that make sense? Like your best people. So let me tell you what these things mean. You click on this to get it. See the little question? A 5-star is somebody most likely to become a customer or coach, or an existing customer or coach that's a rock star. Okay? That's a 5-star. They're going to show up every 30 days on your dashboard. Not to invite, just to, hey, to connect with them. Just to connect with them. Make their day. Hey, how's it going? What's your day up to? I'll show you how to do this in a minute. A 4-star, this is somebody likely to become a customer or coach with a little nurturing, okay? Or they're an existing customer or coach who's a consistent performer. They're going to show up on your list every 2 months, every 60 days, just for a connect, just to check in, just to keep moving that relationship forward. A 3-star, this is somebody who you don't really know. They could go either way. And everybody's a 3-star to start. The vast majority of your list will be 3 stars. They come up every 90 days. What this does, guys, is it lets you go through your entire list consistently, constantly, at the right sequence of time, connecting with people and investing those relationships without having to think. Okay, a 2-star person, this is somebody that's getting a little colder. They come up every 4 months. And then 1-stars, these are the people that you've kept on your list. Like you want their contact info, but you're really not focused on building that relationship, either because you don't like them or for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe they're a do not contact from Beachbody leads, but you want them in there. Okay. So once you get the ranking done, you're ready to rock. Okay, you're ready to rock. Now we're going to crush our power hour. So I just want you guys to know, if you actually spend an hour doing a power hour in TEAMZY, you must be talking to like 100 people, because this makes it so fast, so fast. So notice here on our dashboard, all the goals we configured are here. The 15 prospect connects, the 6 customers, the 4 coaches, 3 invites, 3 ads, right? An ad is a new person that you've met and put them on your list, okay? Just so you guys know, you add somebody by clicking this button. Obviously, you're going to do mass imports to start, but then you're going to, every day you're going to meet people, right? You're going to be meeting people every day. You're going to be adding them to your list. If you want to go back and change these goals, you can click Edit Daily Goals right here to do that. Okay, so now let's jam in here. Also, you've got your daily. So when you do your product to the product stuff, you can check it off. Okay, so you can track all that stuff. Now here, the who's up next is where the magic happens. There's 4 tabs: prospects, customers, coaches, and follow-ups. Okay, we're going to talk about all of them today, but remember, we're going to talk about connects first, which is not the same as follow-ups. So I'm going to go through both on how to do these right now. So we start with prospects always. Now here's the challenge. When you have people that are interested and they're like getting close to purchasing, they're on your follow-ups list. You're going to want to start with them because you're excited. Always start with prospects. Got to get your prospecting done every day. Okay, this is reaching out and starting new conversations. The reason why we do this, guys, is to create new conversations. Every time we connect with somebody, we deepen the relationship, right, with the ultimate goal of turning them into advocates, and we start a conversation. Starting conversations creates opportunities for us to invite. You with me? Okay, so here we go. We're going to do it 15 times. This is not a real person. Well, he is a real person, but not a real person I know, so I'm going to delete him. Really great actor, by the way. Ed Norton, awesome. Okay. All right, so the first person on my list today is Jennifer Miller. So I typically message through Facebook. That's what I do the most. But however you guys do it, you can see there's all kinds of different ways. You can email people, text, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn. And if you don't use any of these 25 things, there's other, okay? All right, great. So I'm going to go to Facebook. I have it open there, and I'm going to look up Jennifer. There she is. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Before I message her, I want to show you this. Check this out. If I'm not sure what I'm going to say to Jennifer, because I haven't talked to her in a long time, I'm going to go to right here to this little scripts button. Check this out. This is a new feature that's so cool. And it's a Facebook message we're sending, right? So now it's going to give me some ideas. So look, here's a great connect. Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? Hope your day's awesome. Real simple, easy. I'm going to copy that script. Okay. Now check this out. It's so cool. I love this. Makes it so easy. You guys don't even have to think. Seriously, you can do this hungover. There it is. I pasted it in. Obviously, her name is Jennifer. Actually, I just call her Jen. Okay. Great. Send the message. Easy peasy. Okay. Again, my goal is to make her day, make her smile. I want her to go, Eric Johnson, and have a warm feeling in her heart. That's what I want. That's my first goal. And I'm hoping, if I did just that, success. What I'm hoping, though, is that she'll respond and I have an opportunity to have a conversation with her. So I'm just going to copy that, toggle back to TEAMZY, and I'm going to paste it in so that I can record it. Those of you guys who are tracking fools, I mean that in a good way, it's tracked. I don't have to do anything else. I don't have to go find it. Oh, look who's next on my list. Okay, so look, next on my list is Amber. How funny is that? So when I added you to TEAMZY, Amber, I didn't record the message, so we'll do it right now. Check this out, live, doing it. Okay, we've actually talked, but I didn't log it. So look, I'm just gonna send her the same message. Amber, you understand it's for demonstration purposes. Boom, I changed the name. Do you see how fast that is? I don't have to do any thinking. In fact, that message will probably work all 15 times. Now, occasionally I may come across somebody who, oh, I've already sent them that message. So now I'll go to scripts and I'll get the next one, or I'll just write something, you know? Like I might have asked her, if I wasn't talking to her right now, I might have asked her, how's the baby coming? You know, is the baby here? We had a baby shower yesterday at our house, so I'm like baby crazy too. So I see pregnant women everywhere I go. You're probably the same way, Amber, right? Everywhere you go, you see pregnant women. Like they're everywhere. It seems like everybody's pregnant. How many people on this call are pregnant? Probably a bunch. All right, but you get the idea. Look, when I log it, she's off the list moves up. Notice that it's 2 now, done, and the circle's turning blue. When it goes all the way blue, I'm done with my prospects for the day. Here's the thing I'll tell you. Those 15 prospects will take me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Now, here's what I want you guys to know about that too. For me, the response rate has been better than 50% since day one. So you can message me or post on Facebook, whatever. Let me know what your response rate is too. I bet it would be similar. If you're doing email campaigns, drip email campaigns, and you're getting a 2% response rate, people think that's awesome. You can do this all day, have a great time, make someone's day, and you're getting a huge response rate. If I send 15 connects to prospects and 7 of them respond, I have 7 conversations, what's the chance I'm going to be able to get a couple invites from that group every day? You with me? Okay, great. Next, when we're all done with prospects, we go to customers. Now, customers are so hugely important because customers are your gold mine. You've already sold them. They already love the products. They already trust you. Like this is your absolute gold mine. Guys, if you're not thinking of your customers this way, I want you to think of it differently. There is no better source of a new lead, of new business than a current customer. I did an hour-long training on this last week. If you didn't see it, you should look it up. It's called How to Hit SC Every Month. Okay? Your current customers are gold mine. That's why it's so important that we're constantly connecting with them, constantly checking in with your customers. How are your workouts coming? Are you loving, did you know there's a new Shakeology flavor? How many of you guys are in Canada? A bunch of you guys are in Canada, right? Just got cafe latte, right? Which is my favorite flavor right now. So, hey, there's a good reason to connect with all your customers. Check out the new cafe latte. Okay, whatever. You got to be in touch with your customers so that you're, for one reason. The first reason is you're their coach and they expect you, they need you. They need you because they're going to fall back into their bad habits. They need you to stay with them, connect with them, encourage them, and get them into new challenge groups. Get them into new challenge groups. Guys, you should have a goal for every one of your customers that they do 4 challenge groups a year. Do you have that goal? Have you thought about that? 4 challenge groups a year will keep somebody fit. So 4 challenge groups a year will keep somebody fit. Tell your people, once they do great, say, great, which one are you going to do next? Which group? Next month or the month after? Keep them engaged. And if you've lost touch with somebody, you need to re-invite them to your next group. Okay? And it does not even matter if they buy a new fitness program. Tell them you don't need to buy a new fitness program. However, we just released a new one. It's awesome. You might want to take a look and it's on sale. And we need to get your Shakeology going again, don't we? Are you guys with me? Here's the thing I want you guys to know is that people quit. In fact, you get an email from Beachbody once a year that tells you how many months on average before they quit you keep a customer. Do you guys remember that email? Yeah. Was it fun to get that email? Were you like, oh, I'm kicking butt? Or were you like, what? 8 months? How do I make it longer than that? Right? First thing you need to do is be in touch. Okay? Because people walk past the organic protein powder at Costco and they go, that's organic. And it's $29. Right? So it's important that you're staying in touch. The other reason why, and go watch that other webinar, it's awesome. But it will show you how you can actually go to people who are getting results right now and get 2 or 3 new people from them. I'll give you the technique on how to do that. Okay, it's called How to Hit SC Every Month, How to Multiply Your Current Customers. It's posted on our Facebook page. You can find that playback link. Really recommend you guys use that. And it's specific for Beachbody coaches, so you guys will really like it. Okay, next we're gonna talk to coaches. Okay, so go through all our customers until we get a solid circle, and then we're gonna talk to coaches. This is why we call it TEAMZY. It's about connecting with your team. Coaches are like your best customers, right? A lot of your coaches are customers. They may not even be building the business yet, but right now they're a customer. But this is called TEAMZY because let me just say it like this, okay? Because I've been talking a long time and I want to show you guys how to follow up like pros still. Being in a Facebook group with your coaches and doing a live Zoom call for all of them together is not the same as having a relationship with them. You need to connect one-on-one. And I don't care how many times you hit elite. I don't care how many coaches you have. You have time with a tool like this to send somebody a message a couple times a year. Okay? It makes it's more than making their day. I remember I was on the Caribbean cruise this past spring, and TEAMZY was kind of the new thing, and people were like, you're the TEAMZY guy talking to me about TEAMZY. And I remember talking to somebody, and this particular person is a stud. I mean, at that time, she was a 5-star diamond. I think she's 8-star diamond now. Total stud, very successful business person. And her coach was a multiple superstar diamond coach. And I said, how often do you hear from her one-on-one? And she goes, well, not really ever since I signed up, but she's available. I mean, I can set an appointment with her assistant if I need to talk to her. I said, okay, well, I understand that person's very busy. But I said, how much would it mean to you to just get a text that's just like, hey, girl, how are you? How have you been? How's business? Is there anything I can do to make your day today? Let me just tell you guys what happened. And I'm telling you the story just because I really think it's true. In any relationship, when you are not in contact with somebody, you start to separate. Remember we talked about the only way to deepen a relationship is by connecting and investing time. I said, what would it mean to you to get that text? And this person, who's very successful in her own right, tears started coming out of her eyes. She goes, it would mean everything to me. So guys, do not underestimate how important your relationship with your coaches is and how much you can make their day, okay? Follow the guides, prospects, customers, coaches. Do your connects, bang, 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 bang. Send them out. People are gonna love hearing from you. Okay, so when you've done connecting, in this example, we've got 25, right? 25. If you finished it, it would be 25 connects. And if you got a 50% response rate, that'd be 12 people, 12 conversations that you're having today, right? Which is fantastic momentum and energy and excitement in your business. You're having conversations. This, guys, is where your training comes in. Form. Ask questions, connect, find out what's going on in their lives. Now, your goal is what? Make a sale, recruit a coach? Is that your goal? No, please no. Please no. That's transactional thinking. Your goal is to make their day. Your goal is to make their day. You want to get in the make someone's day mindset. Don't worry about here's what I will tell you. If you're focused on making people's days and helping people, you're going to get plenty of sales. You're going to get plenty of recruits. Trust me on that. Your goal is to make it, what do they need? Now, as you're talking to them, if the needs can be served by what you do as a Beachbody coach, that's when we're going to take them to an invite. We're going to get them involved. We're going to start asking them questions about their goals. We're going to find out how we can help them, get them in a fitness program, get them on a nutrition plan, right? But what if that's not what they need today? Don't go there yet. Find what they need. Do they need a new pediatric dentist for their kids? And you know a great one? Do they need someone to pray with them today? Do they just need someone to share a funny story with them today? I don't know. Figure out what they need and give it to them. You guys, this is going to be so fulfilling for you. You're going to freaking love this. But here's the thing is there's an old Irish proverb, which is you hand it out in slices, it comes back to you in loaves. Okay? Just spread the love every day. That's your focus. My power hour is making people's day. And guess what? That builds my business. Okay, so now what happens? We messaged our friend Jennifer and we got caught up and we started talking, about what's going on. I noticed when we were on her profile, she's an Arbonne distributor. I know her because she's a real estate agent, right? And at one time I was her real estate coach. So we can get caught up. Oh, you're doing that. I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. And hey, I really need help getting fit. So I'm going to talk to her about whatever, right? So we're talking. Now let's just use her as an example because I want to show you how somebody gets on my follow-up list. So we're talking about Core de Force and the new release and all the buzz about it. And she's interested in learning more about it. We're talking about the challenge group, finding out about her goals. What does she want to do? How she wants to change her body and her energy and everything. So this is where I say, okay, she's interested. She really wants to do it. So I'm just going to say, look, here's what I'm going to do, Jennifer. I'm going to send you an email right now with all the information about the program we just talked about, information on Shakeology, and it's going to have a link that you'll use to order your challenge pack. Okay, I'm going to email that to you right now, and then I will check in with you tomorrow, Jennifer, and see if you have any questions. Sound good? She's going to go, awesome. Now, that's just the way I did it. You may do it a little differently. You may start it out on the mobile, whatever, however you do it. But the point is that conversation led to an invite. Now I need to go to TEAMZY. I need to log that invite, and I need to set a follow-up with Jennifer. Are you with me? This is where the follow-up like a pro comes in. So let me show you how to do it. So we had messaged Jennifer earlier today, which started the whole conversation to do this. So I'm going to look her up. Okay. That brings me to her contact record. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to log the Core de Force challenge group, right? This was an email. Now look at this little box right here, invite. I need to check it because this is an invite I'm logging. It's not just a connect. I'm logging the fact that I sent her an invite and then what type. That was to a challenge group. Are you guys with me? Now, before I log this, I need to set a follow-up. Right now it's on default, which means she's just going to come up on my connects list every 3 months. So I need to set that follow-up. When did I tell her I'd follow up with her? Tomorrow, right? Tomorrow. So now I've set the follow-up, and when I log it, see that? There's a follow-up now set. Now she cannot fall through my cracks because when I'm on my power hour tomorrow and I'm going prospects, customers, coaches, when I get to my follow-ups list, there she is on my follow-ups list. Now we've set the follow-up. You saw how easy it is. Now she's on my list. I don't have to keep notebooks on who to follow up, whatever. I just keep them on my follow-ups list. Now let me ask you guys a question real quick before I get into this. How many of you guys have ever heard the statistic that 80% of all sales are made between the 7th and the 10th follow-ups? Have you guys heard that before? Some of you? 80. Okay, let me say it again for some of you who haven't heard it. 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and the 10th follow-up. Okay? Alex is on her yoga ball. It's awesome. I have one of those too, but I have a stand-up desk. It's even better, right? Okay, so how many of you guys follow up 10 times? Sorry, Alex, you can bounce. I'm sorry. How many of you guys follow up 10 times? Anyone? A few? No? A couple of you? Okay, so here's the first question. Why not? I mean, obviously you might not have TEAMZY. You don't have an awesome system to help you follow up 10 times. It's a lot of follow-ups to keep track of manually. I mean, God forbid if you're using a spiral notepad or something or a spreadsheet. Oh my gosh, I seriously just broke out in hives from the waist down thinking about that. But the real reason why most of you probably don't follow up is because you feel like you're bugging people or nagging them maybe. Anyone feel like that? It's that icky salesperson fear. Okay, let me just explain to you one important principle before I teach you how to follow up 10 times without ever nagging somebody. How many people want to learn that? Okay, the first thing you need to know is it's a mindset shift you need to have right here. Okay, are you ready? Here's the important principle I want you to know. Following up is an act of love. Following up is an act of love. Okay, so now let me tell you what failing to follow up is. Failing to follow up is communicating this. I just really don't care about you. I just really don't care about you. So which do you prefer? Love or just not caring for somebody? Because that's the message they receive. We're afraid we're going to nag them, but what we're telling them is we don't care enough to follow up. Now, let's just talk about what we're talking about here. Is this the same as the guy from the campaign calling me every day to follow up when I don't want him to? No. This is somebody who has talked to you and has asked you for help with the hardest, most humbling thing there is, their body, right? They want you to help them change their life. And then what happens is we don't follow up. And then they realize that we really didn't care about changing their life. They didn't purchase right away. So obviously that's what we were after, right? So guys, here's what I want you to know. First and foremost, I'm going to teach you how to do it in a way that's really easy, but I want you to get this. Change is the hardest thing there is. And we are hardwired subconsciously to avoid it like the plague. And somebody who is so excited right now about joining your challenge group suddenly doesn't purchase tonight. Has that ever happened to somebody? How, like almost every time, right? And now it's 2 nights. They still haven't purchased, but they were so excited. I'm so confused. And now they're not responding to my messages, right? Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. Expect that. That's what you should expect. You do a Shanti workout, do you expect to sweat? Yeah. If you send somebody an invite, you should expect to hear crickets. That's the way people are designed. The follow-up, the reason why 80% of all sales happen between the 7th and 10th follow-up, do you think it's because people buy because they just want you to stop annoying them? No. People buy between the 7th and the 10th because it's change oriented. It was hard to commit to it, and they needed somebody to care enough to follow up that many times. Does that make sense? Your coaching doesn't begin when they get in the challenge group. Your coaching begins when you send the invite. You have to coach them through the process of purchasing. So let me show you how to do it. Can you tell I get excited about this stuff? This is important, guys. If you do this, what I'm showing you right now, you're going to be so successful. Okay? So now I come up to my follow-ups tomorrow, and it's time to follow up with Jennifer. I've done this training a few times, dozens of times, and everybody always goes, Eric, can we have your scripts? So guess what? All of my follow-up scripts are in the scripts. They're all in here for you to use. I'm going to show you now how I've written them in such a way so they're really effective. So we're going to follow up with Jennifer on our first follow-up. I'm going to go to scripts, and you can see, there it is, follow-up 1. You ready? You guys, the words on this follow-up are so awesome. They work every time. Here we go. You're going to change your name to Jennifer, right? Hi, Jennifer. Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? Just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? So simple, right? Some of you are like, it's too simple. I have a PhD in psychology, and that's too simple. Copy that script. Don't overthink it. All right, so I'll send this to her on Facebook Messenger in real life, right? But I'm just going to record it here. So why is this so powerful? 1, I told her I'd follow up tomorrow, and I actually did it. I just put a deposit in her trust account. And the words I'm using, I'm just checking in like I promised I would. So like just checking in, that takes away the high pressure sales. Like I promised I would starts to communicate the level of care that I have for her. What questions do you have for me shows that it's about her and not me. Just 2 simple phrases, guys, and all of that is communicated in there. Okay? So then what you do is you're going to log this, always set up the next follow-up, because if you don't, she's back off your list. You have to set the next follow-ups, keep her on your list. Okay, so when I log that, now she's on my list again. Tomorrow, I do my prospects, my customers, my coaches. I get to my follow-ups. I get to Jennifer. And now it's time to follow up again. Look at this, guys. This has made this so easy for you. It's just so silly. Look at this, follow-up number 2. Boom. Just making sure you got my email. Checking to see if you have any more questions. Set it for tomorrow, day 3. Hey, Jen, I'm excited about the goals we discussed. Can't wait to get started. Set it. Day 4. Hey, Jen, just staying in touch so I can help you achieve your goals. Boom, set it. Day 5. You notice what I'm not doing? I'm not going, please message me back. Why aren't you responding? What is wrong with you? You were so excited. I can't believe you're not doing, right? Don't give up on yourself. I'm not writing her a book. I'm sending her a quick message. Now, guys, what I'm trying to do with these, look, there's 10 of them. There are 10 of them. Okay, and then by about 8, you're asking things like, I'm not trying to be a pest. I just want to be here if I can help you, right? But here's what I want you guys to know. Every single day that she doesn't purchase, she's busy in her life. Kids, sick kids, whatever, sick dog. Like my house, like we had a flood. My house is completely empty. I've got contractors coming in and out. My dog is sick. My kids are sleeping in a hotel down the street. I'm in the backyard in my office talking to you guys right now. And then, like, there's stuff going on, right? Her life is happening. She's forgotten about that. Then she gets that little message from you. And it's like, oh yeah, she's great, man. She's going to help me. And then what happens? Kid comes running in, chasing their sister, no pants on, right? You got to chase the kid. Life happens. Okay, I'm going to get to that later. Every day she gets that message to you. She gets reconnected to that hope from that conversation. You think you're bugging her. You're actually encouraging her. And then what will happen, guys, when you do this, and I challenge you guys to see this happen, you can send me a message, tell me it happened. 7 or 8 days in, you're going to get one of these, like, thank you so much. You're so amazing. Thank you for following up with me like that. Okay? Just do it. You'll be amazed how many convert. Now, here's what I want you guys to know. Will there be times you go through 10? And you don't have to go every single day. I usually like to go, 4 or 5 days in a row and then maybe back it off a few days between follow-ups. And remember, you saw on there, you could set like 1 day, 2 day, 4 days, right? A week. But when you get through all 10 follow-ups and you've got no response, and it will happen sometimes, it's not a big deal. It just means they're not ready right now. Okay? Just take them off the follow-up, put them back on default. They'll show up 2 or 3 months later based on their rank. And then you just be like, oh, hey, it's been a couple of months. How are you? What are you up to? How are you doing on your fitness goals? Can I help you with any of that? Do you need any help with that? Okay, you just keep checking in. Does that make sense? They never fall through the cracks, though, because they're on your TEAMZY list. And you have to, like, literally wipe somebody off that list or they're going to keep coming back. Does that make sense? Okay. I know I went a little bit over. But, guys, how many of you guys have questions? Go ahead and unmute and ask them. And it can be anything.
First question, I have a question for you, Eric. Yeah. So as I'm onboarding new coaches, this is something I want to plug them into. Like right out the get-go, right? Mm-hmm. So is there like a video or something that you would say is most appropriate for new coaches, or should I just share this call with them? Is there something that you have like for that purpose?
We do every 2 weeks we do a webinar that's just for new people.
Okay.
But this call is going to be more in depth than that.
Yeah.
We do, in that webinar, we'll go through how to set it up. We'll show them how to do the power. We'll show them how to follow up. And there's usually a lot of Q&A. It doesn't have the whole relationship marketing training that I just gave your team. Okay. So I would definitely plug them into this call. Plus, it's kind of cool because it's for your team, right?
Yeah.
But definitely the other thing that I highly recommend with new coaches, but also for the coaches that aren't new that are on this call, but definitely new coaches, is get them paired up. Pair them up with somebody so that they have a 30-day success partner, or if you're doing like a Coach Basics group, like that they have a success partner for that time, someone who will hold them accountable, because that's so huge, and you know how hard it is to keep them engaged alone on those groups and stuff. But I know for me personally, when I was a coach, my success partner, Sue McDonald, would send me her TEAMZY screenshot. Right. Like 10 o'clock at night, she would text me her TEAMZY screenshot, and it would piss me off because I hadn't done anything. And I had to do it. I would do it right there in my bed with my phone. I would send 15, 20 messages. And then I would send it back to her and be like, I did it. So it really helps, because then I wake up in the morning and I've got 15 conversations already going. Mm-hmm. That makes sense. So that would be my biggest suggestion on that.
Okay. I have a question. I'm just wondering if you can use this for Instagram too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? Now, Instagram's not as easy to import as Facebook because they don't give you an export of your list. So you're going to have to put your Instagram contacts in manually as you go, or what you can do is like create a spreadsheet and then save that as a .csv and then import it in. Okay. And I highly recommend, if you have, I always say this, people laugh, but it's so true. If you have an idle teenager in your life, right? A sibling, a kid, a nephew, whatever, niece, it's a great job to throw a few bucks their way and make them create that spreadsheet for you and import it into TEAMZY for you. And then as you go, you can add people in, but it's really great. But you can also, when you put them in as an import like that, you can tag them Instagram, you know, so that you know where they're from. You guys may have seen that I had Facebook friends as a tag. So when you're doing an import, you can toggle this little button that says advanced import options. You can put tags on the whole import. You can even go back. So if you've been using TEAMZY for 6 months and you want to put that tag on all your Facebook friends, you can re-import your Facebook list and add that tag to everybody who's already in it, which is kind of cool. But so I have like LinkedIn in there, Instagram in there, and I like to see the tag because then I can know where to send the message from. Does that make sense? So if I'm looking at somebody like Jennifer and I go to details, then I see the tags right there. So I know right away I'm going to use Facebook to message her. Okay. What other questions do you guys have?
Just about the email thing, when you said you're actually going through the invite process, do you recommend like doing it through email, like sending all the information through email versus sending it through Facebook?
The reason why I like to send it through email, like I'm having the conversation through Facebook, but then I send it through their email because it's kind of like, I don't know, it feels like it has more of an importance that way. Does that make sense? And emails like where you sit down and like digest something.
And so do you have like files made up for like all the programs? Because this seems pretty wise to me now, so that you can just send, hey, this is a core de force information package, and then, you know, a 21-day fix or whatever you're talking about. So you have those already pre-made and then you just send it off.
Yes. So what I did was I had created an email for every program, and basically I wrote a paragraph about what the challenge group was like. You know, and this is just what I did, guys. So, I mean, I'm not that, but this is what I did and it worked really well. I had a paragraph that was what the challenge group was about and was like, and the accountability and the support in it. And then I grabbed the bullet points from the talking points sheet that Beachbody gives us on every program. What is core de force? Who is it for? Right? And I just deleted out a couple sentences that were clearly for us and not for them. But I just used those bullets. So when they got the email, it was like, I'd say, I'll use the 21-day fix as an example because I haven't done one for core de force. But anyways, here's the information. Jen, here's the information on 21-day fix, I promise. And then it says, what is 21-day fix? And it has the points. And then it says, boom, then there's a little paragraph on the challenge group. And then I say, here's your link to order. Okay. So, and then I have the link like bright green, like a bright color on my email. Here's your link to order. Here's my cell phone, call me with any questions. And then of course I check in with them. That's how I did it. And then the link actually went to a Google Sheet. It didn't just go to it wasn't just an order link, because the Google Sheet had all of the information like, hey, the best deal is to come in as a coach and here's what will happen. You'll be enrolled for the club. Like I had all this information. The second most common thing is just to buy a challenge pack and be a customer. This is what you get, but you'll be paying retail. And then, right? Does that make sense? So I had this this is just the way I did it. So I had a Google Sheet for every program. And again, I just reused a lot of the content. And I also had a message on there that said, if you ever ordered from beachbody.com in the past, forward me your confirmation email to this email address so that I could make sure they were put on my team as my customer. So because I found, you guys probably found this, a lot of people have bought stuff on infomercials 6 months or 6 years ago that they never used and they were assigned somebody else. Has that ever happened? So that's just the way I did it. And so in TEAMZY, you can save all those emails as scripts. So when you go to email somebody, let's check this out. So when I go to send the email to Jennifer, I can click right here, send email, and I can go to scripts, right? And I can grab the email that I've written, and then I can send it as an email. Boom. And it's logged, it's tracked, and everything. So you can save them all in there. Before TEAMZY, I used Google, I had them as Google canned responses, and then I moved them into TEAMZY. Does that make sense?
I really like that. Thank you. It seems to make a lot more sense to keep your Facebook messages like very personal And then like to have that business kind of like developing information package side, like you said, through email. So I really,
That's what I like to do too. And once you guys create them once, it's like so fast. The other thing is I would create those sheets and give them to my coaches, new coaches. So like if you brought somebody in right now to your group. So if you guys go back and watch my other call on how to multiply your current customers. Let's say you bring somebody into the group right now for Core to Force. And you go through the process of asking them for the people that they think might want to do it with them that I teach on the other call. And let's say they give you 3 people. So now what I would do is I would take my sheets and I would put that new coach, like if they came in as a coach, I would get their links and I would put them all in the sheets. And I would go, here's everything you need now. And here's exactly how to follow up with these 3 people and get them signed up for the challenge group on your team. And so I would do that sometimes with my new coaches on one program, whatever one they're doing. And then they would have that system they could duplicate if they liked it pretty easily to the next program that they promoted. Does that make sense? And after a while, you have all of the programs that you do all the time. You just go to them and you double check them to make sure the pricing's right and send it.
So is there, and this is not TEAMZY related, but just because doing the whole email thing will be completely new to me as well, but I really like it. It seems very organized. Is there like a template that you use? Or is it just a basic email?
Basic email is always the best. Here's the thing I will tell you guys is you don't want beautiful emails. You don't want beautiful emails. They don't look personal and they get spammed. You just want text. So
Thank you.
I'm telling you that now because some of you guys will message me next week and be like, how come I don't have curly script 16 on TEAMZY?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. An email should just be really easy to read. You can move fonts and stuff to make things stand out, headers and things. I mean, man, I could do every piece of this. When people read emails, all right, so she asked me, when people read anything on the web, they read it in an F. Some of you guys may have studied this stuff, but you read in an F, which means that when you look at an email or a website, the first thing you do is you look at the headline. Then you scan down. Okay? And if you scan this way and you scan this way and there's nothing interested, you've already left and deleted it. If you scan down and you see something else interesting, then you scan again. This is why you should always do several headers or sentences or call out fun things in your emails so that you get their attention as they're skipping over other stuff. And you should never write more than 3 or 4 sentences in a paragraph. Okay, just think about how you like to read stuff quickly. So do other people. So you do stuff to scan. The other thing is sometimes you can do something over here because when they're doing it, that'll catch their attention. But so if you're writing like, what is 21-day fix? Is like my header. Oh, this is interesting. And I have bullet points. The challenge group is about this. It's like, oh, okay, that's what this is about. So you want to just, you know what I mean? And then down here in bright color is like, here's your link to order. And at that point, they're really curious because usually I haven't given them the price of anything. So they click that and it breaks out down all the pricing. So.
Thank you.
Okay, so here's what I'll tell you guys. It's okay if you don't have questions right now, but they're going to come up as soon as I hang up. On the bottom right-hand corner of TEAMZY is a help button that floats all the time. If you have questions, just click that and send a message. The team will get back to you. They're really responsive. Okay? If you're not already using your 30-day free trial, get it started right now. Get going on that. Get a success partner and crank it out. Here's what I will challenge you guys on. Like, I don't know, honestly, I don't know. If you do Core to Force every day for 30 days, I don't know if you're going to get a 6-pack. Some of you might. But I absolutely know that if you use TEAMZY every day for 30 days, you're going to have a stellar month in your business. I mean, people message me all the time with crazy, crazy numbers. 40 SC points, 10 recruited coaches. And they're during their free trial. So, I mean, I'm not saying you'll do that, but that would be awesome. I would love to hear you guys beat that number. Who's going to beat that? Anyone want to beat that number and they're going to tell me about it? So how many of you guys have read 10X Rule?
A lot.
Grant Cardone? Okay, so I'm just going to tell you a story. Just so you guys know, I'm not the end all be all for Beachbody coaching. I was a Beachbody coach for 2 years. I had to close it to stay compliant with Beachbody, but I was really only active for 18 months. But I will tell you that about we started TEAMZY right away. Maybe 2 months into my coaching business, I started TEAMZY, and it took about a year to launch. So we launched TEAMZY in, so it was like, I think it was November of last year, so exactly a year ago. TEAMZY was in beta, and it was ugly, but I was able to work the list. And I was reading 10X Rule, and I was super motivated by it. So I'm giving you guys another book to read, 10X Rule, Grant Cardone. And I set a goal with my team. I was like, hey, I want to do 50 SC points this month. And I had never done more than, I think, 7, but I wanted to do 50. And so I was just like, and I had TEAMZY, and I was just like, message, and I was just going nuts. And it just happened, guys. I mean, I didn't get 50. I got 39. How awesome is that, though? That's the whole point of the 10X Rule. Is like, if you shoot for 100 and you get 50, you just got 50. If your goal was 10, you might get 5 or 6, right? So anyways, I'm just telling you guys have within you everything you need to do. You just got to do the activities. You just got to go out and do the activities that it takes. And what I'm also showing you is this is fun. This isn't burning bridges. This isn't cold inviting. It's just saying hi to people, connecting with people. Does that make sense? Okay. I know it's late for some of you guys, and I have a lot of work to do. I got to take care of my pooch. But thank you guys for having me on. It was a lot of fun. I hope you learned some good stuff. And I hope you guys really enjoy TEAMZY too.
Thank you.
Have a great night, guys. We'll talk to you soon.